Hello, myself Rajat Dey. I am HR consultant and welcome to my session. Uh, I was just going through several questions that I received, and one question that is raised by Mr. Piyush. His question has two parts. In the first part, his query is whether courage plays any significant role in the leadership. And number two, which is more interesting to me, is whether courage can be developed in an individual. So, Piyush, first part is definitely there is no doubt that courage is one of the factors of leadership. You take it any walk of life, starting from corporate world to the sports, to our defense, to any walk of life, you will find that courage plays a very, very, very important factor in the leadership, right? For the second part, where whether it can be developed within an individual,
I will share with you one of my life incidences. Uh, in my childhood, I was in a place called Kishangarh. It is in Rajasthan, and during the winter we used to play cricket. Now I was the junior most among the players, and the seniors used to dominate. They used to treat me for collecting the ball, and for if possible 1 or 2 overs, because I used to do some leg spinning at that point of time. They would allow me to bowl. And everything is done, then I used to get some chance to go for the batting. Rest of the time the seniors were always rushing towards the bat and pad, and they used to practice. But one thing they observed, that in my batting I was good in defense. Now there is a society which was very close to us, and there was a cricket tournament, and the information that came is that in that society there are 4 or 5 bowlers who are bowling reasonably fast, and they can bring the ball up even in the mat. At that time we used to play in the mat. So our team, did the team meeting, and I could feel that the seniors who were very good in their batting, they were a bit scary and they were a bit jittery about that. So in the team meeting they decided that they will ask me to open. And when this news was broken to me that I am included in the first 11, it was a very good feeling for me. Oh, I achieved. Something is there in me, that's why they have selected me. So I was very happy. But the night before the match, I was feeling very scared that there's so uncertainty in the game and the pacers will come and bowl. But a clear-cut instruction was given to me, come whatever may be, I should stick to my defense and anyhow play out the 4 or 5 initial overs. After that, our seniors will take care. So I was thinking about that. And next morning when I went for the batting, and when I put the pads on, I found my legs are very heavy. There are butterflies in my stomach when the bowler is running towards me for bowling. But I made up my mind, come whatever maybe, I will go for the hit. So first ball I blindly went for the hit and it got connected. So the message came that, oh boy, you are not supposed to hit there. You have been instructed to stay there, defending, and then they will come. So at the end of the game, I was very happy that I was acknowledged that here is a person who can go in the opening stage and he can negotiate the bowling. So this small success I celebrated, and it kept on inspiring me to go into such type of new events. And the more I enter, the courage from inside also started building up, and my confidence levels grew up. Later in the part of the professional career, when I was in HR, I have the industrial relations as one of my portfolios, and in that industrial relations there requires lot of courage. When the grievances are coming up and employees are getting agitated, it is your courage which helps you to face them, speak to them, communicate with them, negotiate with them, go for the collective bargaining, and then you can sort out the problem. You just cannot run away from that. You have to face it. There are many such situations where things were not very conducive. There was a lot of agitation. People were irritated, and they started acting like that. The stakeholders around industrial units, they were also very aggressive. They were also very impatient in their approach. But the habit that you have developed about your courage from your childhood, it came to the rescue in many such occasions, right? So the question is very important, whether courage can be developed. My answer is definitely it can be developed. Basically in the early stage of life, if your parents are not very nurturing or not very control type, if they give the liberty to you to function according to your internal strengths, then that will enable you to develop that courage. So I am very much thankful to my parents, to my teachers, to everyone in my childhood who had given me the space where I can operate with freedom and develop that courage from within, that confidence, right? So development of courage can be done with this type of environment where the kids are given exposures to various facets of life, be it in the sports, be it in the education, be it in traveling or anywhere. They must be allowed to face the challenges of life, and that once they come over that has to be celebrated in any form. Suppose we are recruiting a person for a particular position. So prior to go ahead with the recruitment, the recruiter must study the job description of that position very minutely. The purpose of that job, the roles and responsibilities that are defined in the job description will give a fairly clear indication as to what extent pattern of courage is required in the incumbent. Accordingly, psychometric can be conducted, role play can be done, and the recruiter during the interview can judge from the childhood how much the incumbent or the candidate has been exposed to the courage or experienced the courage in his lifetime as a run-up to the position. Secondly, what the recruiter can judge is that what sort of challenges he has faced in his or in other organizations where he has already worked. So if the fit between what is the courage required for the position and actually is having, even if it is matching up to 70%, there is nothing to worry. Once the candidate gets onboarded, it is the responsibility of the HR and the department to provide training programs, L&D for that learning and development for that new inductee. That will enable the candidate or enable the employee to get into the group of the degree of courage that is required for the position. So as a part of leadership development program, this can form a part of that module. For the senior leadership, even when in a VUCA condition where everywhere there is a business is so volatile and market is so vulnerable, the leadership also must go through this process and they have to also be developed to be in their correct group of courage, so that they can take strategic decisions or strategic plan for the sustainability of the business in that competitive market. Got it? So it is throughout across the organization, courage as a part of the one of the traits of leadership can form a very interesting and important subject. Now another part, as part of OD intervention, the reward and recognition is very much essential, very much important. If somebody is, an employee is showing some activity or performing something beyond the call of the duty, showing his bravery, showing his or her courage, that has to be identified and that has to be awarded. So that recognition is very much required. Besides, as a self-development, each of the employee, once they identify the pattern of courage, they can also intrinsically go through many inputs that are available on the digital platforms, intrinsically interested to prove herself by going into the areas of unknown, exploring those areas and taking up the challenge. If somebody says, Rajat, see, this we have tried many a time, but it is not possible, let us leave it, let us maintain the status quo, we are comfortable, it gives me a irritation, it gives me a challenge from within, that yes, I will go, I have the belief to get it done. With a growth mindset, I will jump, I will plunge into that and try to get it done. Maybe out of 10 attempts, I am succeeded in 6 attempts and I failed in 4 attempts. Even the failures taught me where I went wrong and what can be done. It's a learning process. Where I succeeded, I think that is how the killer instinct comes within me. So Piyush, thank you for bringing this thing, interesting topic, and I believe many of you must be having many other ideas, many other concepts. Please do share. My phone number and email ID is given, and if you like this total program, please subscribe my channel and push the bell button and like this. Thank you. I will keep coming with more such interesting topics, and I will try to get your involvement through the feedback, so that we all grow, we all know the topics which may make HR more impactful. Is action, not jargon. Thank you.